Welcome, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and those who have yet to make up their mind. I am your host, justjack.com, JUSSTJACK.co, actually. Write that down. But we call ourselves justjack.com because it just sounds good. Don't sound justjack.co. Don't run off the lips like butter, darling. Justjack.com. That's good. That's always been. But that's just Jack with two S's because one just ain't enough. Let's get right into this conversation because the topic of discussion today is we're all in this together. I am human. You are human. Let's get together and hold on. Oh my goodness, my beads. Let me put these away. I feel like Cyndi Lauper and We Are the World. Her beads were everywhere, but those stones and crystals, they sure do make a lot of noise when you're on the microphone. But anyways, our topic today starts with the story. And I work at a hotel. And there's about 50 refugees that have been there. They've been there for quite a few months now. We've gotten to become friends, and one friend comes up to me. My coworker actually came up to me, and she says, "Oh, come with me. One of the guests needs your help." So I go with her, and she says to me, "The guest wants a car that's real inexpensive." So I told him, Jack, that you knew where to find an inexpensive car. So I said, "Oh yeah, I'll find an inexpensive car. I'll give you all the details, blah, blah, blah." And then he says, "I need to get my license. I need to practice driving in America." But nobody wants to practice with him. So I said, "I'll practice with you." So then we start practicing, la 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 la, goes and gets his license. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Well, then another one of his friends, he says, he sent him, and he says, "Hey, I got my permit here in America, and so can you teach me to drive too? Practice with me." And so I said, "Sure, of course, okay, on this day. And then another one comes in, and this is weeks later. Another one comes in, and with the first one, and they say, "Hey, Jack, you want to practice, my friend? You want to practice the driving?" And they smile at me, and of course I say yes. We're all in this together. I'm a human. You're a human. I enjoy a peanut. You enjoy a peanut. And let's just help each other, I have the patience of a saint. With most people, I have the patience of a saint. And so when they're in the car driving, it don't bother me. And they're cruising. Okay. And I'm just telling them, hey, watch your stops. Get to your left, get to your right, whatever. I know what they're going to be tested on from the Department of Motor Vehicles. And so I tell them, A, watch this because they're going to test you on this. A, don't do that because they're going to test you on this. Let's parallel park. What are your signs? Get everything that needs to be done. And I think it's so wonderful that, okay, yeah, I'm able to help the guests from Afghanistan, the refugees, help them to excel. Even though I'm not the best driver, I drive like an old lady. People don't like driving with me. I drive like an old woman. I go the speed limit. I drive with two hands on the wheel. And I'm just not the best driver. But I don't have to be the best driver to sit in the passenger seat and let them learn how to drive by being in the driver's seat and having the experience instead of someone just telling them how to drive. Why don't they get in the driver's seat and start driving? And I'm all for it. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for that. Don't just tell me, show me, let me see you drive, and then I can critique you. Let me see, because I can't critique you from the breakfast area. I have to be with you driving, and I have to be able to give my 100% wholehearted truth from me to you, brother. And I think what's even more wonderful than me doing the work at the hotel is that my coworker, she does a fine job, a fabulous job at the hotel, especially with the refugees. Our friends from Afghanistan. That's what they are. That's really what it boils down to. That's what it derives from. And me and her both talk about this. It's our friends from Afghanistan, not the refugees, not the Muslims, not the Schwabelis. Our friends from Afghanistan who, we're there helping them and teaching them, but really, they're teaching us. They're teaching us. And my coworker, she brings the pamphlets from the free classes at the college that teach English as second language. And she shares these pamphlets with them, and she tells them, you can go to the college for free, and they give classes here to teach you English. And some of them know English, some of them don't know English. Some of them, they're fluent in English, some of them don't speak a lick of it. And one guest was one of those women who didn't speak a lick of English. And she came in with her burqa. She didn't talk to me. But her and Natalie, oops, I'm saying names, sorry. Didn't mean to say names. Her and my coworker, they became the best of friends. And even one time my coworker, she complimented the woman's shoes. And a few days later, the woman brought her a pair of shoes just like it, her size. And I thought that was so cute. And then my friend tells me one day, she says, "Hey, amiga, can you pick me up tomorrow to go to work? Because I want to take my friend a sewing machine." And she gave the woman, the guest, who didn't speak a lick of English, the sewing machine. And pretty soon on lunch break, I'm looking around for my coworker, and I'm looking around, didn't see her. And I finally find her. Do you know she spent her lunch break teaching the woman how to use the sewing machine and all the parts? And one time I asked her, I said to her, my coworker was talking to me about her friend, the guest who didn't speak English. And I asked, "How do you communicate with her?" And my friend looked at me and she tried to figure out how, and she started moving her hands, and she's looking around and her whole body starts moving, and she says, I don't know. It's love. Love needs no language. Love does not need you to speak any kind of way. You don't have to speak at all. Because true friendships, you can feel them. You feel when someone is genuine and wholesome and good. You feel that. You feel that, you know what? You may not speak a lick of English, and I may not speak dirty. That's the language of the Afghanistan people. I do not speak dirty, but we don't need to speak. We can communicate through love. And they hang out, it's so beautiful. And what's even more beautiful about that is that's not even what's more beautiful about Jack going and sitting on the passenger side of his best friend's ride trying to holler at boys while they're learning how to drive. But I I dropped off one of the student drivers back to the hotel, and I forget that I had to talk to somebody about something, so I go back in. And different coworker, she says, "You're still here?" I said, "No, I left and I came back." "Where'd you go?" I went and I told her about, teaching the Afghani children how to drive the car. And she says, "Oh, you and that one coworker," I'm just going to say it, Natalie. "You and Natalie, my goodness," she said. Natalie stayed after, and she had asked Natalie, "What are you still doing here?" And Natalie said right away, "Oh, I'm clocked out. I'm not on the clock. But I'm watching one of the little boys, so that way his mom and his dad can spend some time away for a little bit, just 30 minutes, 45 minutes, just, you know how it is when you have a little one like that who has an energy of, it's a whirlwind. It's a cyclone, those children that are of that age." And so it was so nice that Natalie offered to take care of the child. We're all in this together. One of my favorite stories, and one that I will never forget, is one of the refugees. He, when the Taliban started to attack his space, his place, wherever he was, all he could do was grab his 4-year-old little brother, jump the fence, and run, and not look back. He is probably, I don't know how old this person is, to be honest with you. But I do know he's very young to have his 4-year-old brother in a new country. And Natalie helps him, talks to him about where to find his job and where to go next, and la 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 la. He speaks English. And then Natalie comes to me and says, "Jack, this is this person, and this is his story," and my heart expanded. And it wasn't even a question in my mind whether I was going to help this person or not. It was a knowing that, yes, I'm here. What can I do for you? How can I be of service to you? Strangers are just friends you haven't met yet. That's a Sam J. Cortez quote. And when we see the little boy, the 4-year-old, I immediately know the programs that help with the children, right? So I tell his big brother, I say, "Hey, this is the program, and look on this website, and maybe let's see, I'm going to text my homegirl. She's a social worker for this program, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to see if she has any help for you." So then I message my homegirl, and she says, "Yeah, you know what? Give me his number. I'll call him." And so I hooked them up, and it's not me hooking them up. Remember, Jack, I am God in drag. I am God having an experience moving through the world and being guided and guiding others to great things, right? And it's beautiful. It's beautiful because all of us are God in drag. And we're all here helping one another. And it's our natural state to want to help each other. And today, when we go into our quiet space, let us ask, if only for today, how can I show up in service? How can I show up in service? How can I, is it maybe offering a smile to someone that doesn't have one? Is it offering a prayer? Prayer is one of the most selfless gifts anyone could ever give their fellow brother or sister. Is it in making a contribution to a certain movement? Is it raising my voice and standing up for the voiceless? Is it putting on my drag and going out there and not only entertaining the world, but educating them at the same time? Today, if only for today, how can I show up in service? And let this be a daily prayer for every single one of us, because we're all in this together. One human helping another. And Lord knows, what you give away, you get to keep. Thank you so much for listening to our stories today. We hope you got a little blessing from it. If you would like, please share these. We upload these every Sunday in a playlist on our YouTube called Our Sunday Best. We have a Spring Awakening course coming up, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. That is coming up pretty soon. What else? Oh, every Thursday we upload what's called Just Jack Answers. It's a series called Just Jack Answers. My friend's over here busting up laughing at me. Sorry, I can't help it. It's contagious. We have a Just Jack Answers. And that's every Thursday on YouTube and social medias. And follow us on TikTok and let's be friends on Facebook, all that fun stuff. Remember, strangers are just friends you haven't met yet. All right, subscribe to our newsletter. We don't always send them out, but when we do, you might want to open them. Lots of love. I'll see you on the flip side. Bye, Felicia.